welcome today to our webinar. And what we're going to be covering today is selling personalized apparel using online web stores with Stahls Spirit Sale. But before we get started, my name is Mike Koval. I'll be one of your presenters today, along with my sidekick, Clint Ainsworth, who will also be presenting today. Just a little bit about myself. I've been here with Stahls for going on about 17 years here in this industry. It's been a great ride, and I look forward to moving forward and many more years to come. And, I've been doing Spirit Sale demos pretty much since its launch back in September of 2019. It's been great interacting with all the different customers, and I look forward to talking with you all today and going over these things. So, Clint, a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Mike. So, yes, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to check us out and learn more about how e-commerce can help you in your business. So, I've been with Stahls for just about 5 years now, and I'm grateful to, have been a part of the Spirit Sale project even before it was launched and live, what we have today. And so, just to see where it's at now, and just in this short amount of time, has been very impressive, I think, and something that I'll be excited about. Some things that we'll show you today, of how it can help you even with some newer features. So, thank you so much again, and enjoy.
Great. All right, so we'll go ahead and just dive right in, and we also have Stacy in the background there. So we do have the chat feature here. So any questions that you all have, please feel free to chat those in, and we'll be addressing those periodically. And at the end, we could have some Q&A as well. And so like I said, we're covering here selling personalized apparel online here in 2021. And so growing sales through online platforms has never been more relevant than ever these days, especially with now what we're all facing as a nation and heck as the world is this pandemic that hit us all. It has forced us the way that we had to do business. So, many of us, have seen reduction in foot traffic to any of the brick and mortar locations that we have. And unfortunately, many of those folks have had to close their doors. So they didn't have that walk-in traffic and day-to-day interaction with customers to help generate sales. And so now being able to approach your customers as well as your own business with an online store with Stahls Spirit Sale, it's just going to help you continue to grow that business and get more and more into the future. So what Spirit Sale will allow you to do is set up customized web stores, whether it's for your clients. Now, traditionally, these have been used for teams, leagues, charitable organization, live events, fundraising events, corporate and local businesses, as well as schools. And you're able to then build these different stores for these customers and populate it with their products, thus making it much easier for them to generate sales. And basically, you're doing all the work for them. They're sitting back collecting. So that's just a great experience for them to have and come to you for these online stores. And Spirit Sale is going to give you the tools to do this very quickly and easily. And so some of the specific tools that we're going to be covering here that Spirit Sale is going to allow you is our live product designer, which will allow you to easily create your products with our templates, or if you're designing in Apparel or Illustrator, to be able to import your own graphics to display on those type of products. And so what Spirit Sale is also going to give you the ability to do is add personalization. And the beauty of personalization is, one, let's think of it from the customer standpoint. Having that ability for the customer to be able to personalize their products with, let's say, a custom name or a custom number or any type of customization that's going to make it more personal to them, it's just going to add so much more value to that particular product because that customer is personalizing it for themselves. It's just not something that everybody could get off the shelf or off the rack at a retail store. It's personalized for them, increasing the likelihood of them purchasing that particular product. But the true thing for the decorator, what does personalization do for you? That adds more profitability to any type of product that you sell, because your Spirit Sale is going to give you the ability to add up charges for those types of things. And being in this industry for as long as I have, when you give your customers that option for personalization, I'd say 90 to 95% of the time they take that. And again, that's just more profits in your pockets from Spirit Sale and all these personalized products that you have. And then one other thing these online stores are going to allow you to do is it's going to save you a lot of time in generating these sales and keeping track of all of them. Because think about it, how you traditionally have done a school store or a team store or something like that. You generally had to create an order form, put the graphics on there, put the different products on there, and all the different options and sizes. So you had to create that order form. Then in turn, you had to get them printed and then pass them out to the coaches, to the students, to the business owners, whoever it may be. And then once those orders are starting to take place, people are writing them down. Now you had to go back to that customer or gather all of these order forms together and go through each and every single one. That takes so much of your time, where it's taking away from the important things for your business, such as getting those products decorated and out in a timely manner, trying to decipher somebody's handwriting. Oh, did I spell this correctly? Or is this the way? Is this an E or is this an A? And so much back and forth, whether it's with the customer or the clients, to get these orders correctly. Having these online stores with Spirit Sale, it's going to allow you to quickly and easily keep track of your orders from start to finish, so you have the time to decorate. And hey, more importantly, you're going to be able to get out there and selling more of these just to generate more business for yourself. So you're going to be seeing examples of all of these different tools and all of these different opportunities with Spirit Sale throughout this presentation. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand it over to Clint, and he's going to go through and show you some different store examples.
Sure. Awesome. Thank you, Mike. So yeah, with that, just kind of a brief overview here of what Mike said is, and just to keep in mind when we're going over these stores is, what is it that you can really separate yourself from other decorators with in offering such a unique solution. And so part of that is one word I like to keep in mind with is experience. What is the experience that the customer is having when they're going through a specific website? We don't want to just kind of make things very generic. We want to actually make something that looks good, very polished and professional. And so having a solution like Spirit Sale in place where you're able to do that very easily and efficiently, but just a matter of plugging in your own artwork and updating text, definitely provides you with a great tool that way. So to do that, what I wanted to definitely kind of go over here is just some different areas and avenues of where you can use Spirit Sale to apply to your business for whether it's for yourself or with the types of different customers that you can use. And the exciting thing is a lot of these are actually real websites provided by customers. So, these are actually live stores that customers have created using Spirit Sale. So it's not something we just kind of put together on our end. So it's really exciting to see how they've been able to use the solution for them. So with that, let me go ahead and share my screen here so we can go ahead and see that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Get over to where we are here. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and hop over to this one first. So for Calvary Spirit Store here, this is an exciting store. And what I like to show with this unique storefront is to first off, take a look at the different products being sold. So it's nice to see that there's a variety of items here. Now, within Spirit Sale, you do have the ability to either create stock products from stock product catalogs or also custom products, which literally gives you the ability to sell anything that you'd like to on your website just by either providing a picture of it like we're seeing here or being able to use those static images provided as well. Now, within here, you can see definitely a good looking store just that was created using our templates. But what I want to go over specifically within this store is a unique feature that I think can really separate yourself from other solutions that may be similar because, again, we're providing a unique experience for our customer. So I want to actually go over here. Let's go and hop into their product catalog. And they actually have some pretty cool looking shirts specifically I want to mention today. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up a shirt. And let's go ahead into this Adidas long sleeve tee. So what we can do with our products is when we're creating products in Spirit Sale, basically you think that you're making your products as a style first and then design second. And so there are some solutions out there where you actually create a design and then you let the customer actually pick the design and then decide what type of garment that design would go onto. So instead, it's the other way around with Spirit Sale, but it's still a very easy and simple process where after you've defined your style, when you're actually doing your decorating, you are able to save artwork so that we can, just slap it onto other garments. But because of that, the experience that we're now creating for our customer is that we're able to, select a specific style like we have here, that we then are able to have defined in different product, color options here. And when we're doing that, you're seeing that actually now we're able to provide design options for our customer to pick and choose from as well. So you can actually do that within our designer, where now the customer is having a unique experience where they're going to say, all right, I'm going to just pick out this t-shirt specifically in the color that I want, and then be able to now show specifically the type of artwork that I want to have display. So definitely a unique solution where now a customer feels like, hey, I'm getting a shirt that's made just for me. And then the great thing is now all of the art assets that make up this specific design, the apparel itself, that's all going to be information that's carried over from the order directly to you, so that you know exactly what you need to do your fulfillment process. So really unique solution that the design center can provide for you to give a fun experience for your customer. So one thing to keep in mind there. So with that, moving along to a next basically great example that I want to show is keeping in mind another polished professional store created for customers to take advantage of. So with this, obviously you're seeing that this customer is using their specific logos to show that, brand awareness. I created this unique solution for these customers, so keep me in mind if you want something like this for you, right? And now they're getting a great looking storefront with some good images here, with some really polished, good looking photography. And now we're seeing a different layout being used to create some good looking storefronts. Now within here, we're seeing again, whether it's some stock products or custom items, being able to then have those unique options as far as personalization on products as well. So if I wanted to do that, where before what we saw was different design elements that now the customer could pick and choose from. In this case, what we're actually doing is now we're seeing a static design, but now the ability to add personalization to a product at an additional cost. So this is a way for us to get an easy upsell, get more revenue out of our products, and especially if we're using something like heat transfer vinyl that we can quickly and easily do in-house at a very effective price point, then we can definitely do that here. So you can see for an extra $3, hey, you can add your number on there. So I can go ahead and plug that in. It's going to populate right on my product. The customer knows exactly what they're getting, no questions asked. And then also you're going to get that as a production ready art file that we could then use to produce in-house. So really nice to have all that streamlined put together for you here. And you can see just how easy it is to navigate a good looking storefront, even like this with this unique specific theme. So now within here, going on to another solution and way that we can provide this this type of unique solution to a different customer base. So obviously this is when we're working with a specific sports team. If we're also trying to use this in the case of working with a community event, maybe we're trying to raise some money for a specific cause. This is where the fundraiser comes into place. Benefit of having a fundraiser and a unique storefront for that is that you can actually let the customers see exactly how much money is being raised based off of a fundraiser goal. So really nice that they can just see that right from their website. They're not going to have to inundate you with calls or emails saying, hey, how's my fundraiser doing, right? They can actually see that in real time. And this is actually based off of a fundraiser fee that is assigned to your products. So it's easy for you to manage that. Then that just ties in directly to your storefront. Again, we're actually seeing the same theme that we saw previously, but because of the images being used, the products displayed, it's giving us a completely different, unique look and feel compared to the previous store. So one last thing within the fundraiser is, of course, you want to actually define a fundraiser date so that the Spirit Sale solution can automatically manage the date that a store opens and the date that a store closes, and then actually show a countdown clock so customers know how much time they have to place an order. This one's a little outdated, so you can see that when it is accurate there, it will give us an exact date and time of when the order has, or when the store has, for the customer to place an order before the store closes down. Now with this, obviously, these have been solutions for customers specifically, where it's like, hey, let me make a solution for you to help you, whether it's for a specific cause, brand awareness, or just to get some easy orders. But why not for yourself? This is where Spirit Sale is also a very powerful solution where you can actually create this for your very own store. Now, a lot of times when we're working, to try and get our name out there with our specific products, the easy way to go is things like Etsy, or if we're trying to just sell online through social media. But when you actually have your very own website displaying your own specific branding with your own specific products, really nice to have something like this to show your customers. Then they can definitely see all these, whether it's unique items that are definitely like you're seeing here, a lot of specific that are custom products that you can add to SpiritSell. And then even within those custom products, being able to offer still that unique aspect of personalization on product as well. So.
And I'd like to jump in on that one too,
Yeah,
Clint.
absolutely.
With those other platforms such as Etsy, eBay, or even Amazon these days, when you create your own store there, you're also having to pay commissions back to those providers for every item that you sell. And that's one great feature here is within the SpiritSell platform, 100% of the profits that you make go directly to you. Stahls doesn't touch any of your payments or take any commissions or percentages of your sales from your stores. So that's all money going into your pocket and to nobody else, just for service charges and things.
Exactly. No, that's awesome. Thanks, Mike. So, and yeah, so then you're seeing here using our designers that you've been able to allow personalization on custom products. You can see I'm dating myself here. If I were to make it this for myself when I graduated, but just like that, I'm actually seeing that in real time now. So it's great to give me a personalized experience that I would not get if I was actually getting this from a solution such as an Etsy. So really, really nice to have that, and again, create a unique experience for your customer. Now, lastly, if we want to have that brand awareness, and so because of that, actually saying, "Hey, look what I can provide for you," and of your own unique storefront. And to get there, you can actually get to it from my own website. You could do that with SpiritSell as well. So this is my last example to show that. And so with SpiritSell, you actually do have the unique ability where you can actually reroute the domain that is provided to use a custom domain instead. So instead of your store saying .spiritsell.com on the tail end, which we provide for you as a default, giving you the ability to create as many websites as you like without even worrying about it, is you actually can say, all right, I want to have my own store created in SpiritSell as well. And so I can actually plug in my own domain so that it will use that. And now this customer is going to have a place where they can say, all right, check out my store first. I've got a lot of great products in here that you can pick and choose from, to do their own specific type of selling. But in the meantime, here's all the different customers that I'm able to actually cater this specific solution to as well. And so you can definitely do that here, where you can actually create page links in SpiritSell. And then within those page links, you actually they are live script, so that you actually have the ability to include some coding and then provide a unique solution where now I can say, all right, here's all my customers that are actually I'm creating a unique website for. And so because of that, you're actually able to see that here. I can click on that, and that's going to take me now to a specific website that was created within SpiritSell. But now it is actually saying, hey, this is the business that created this unique storefront, and then they're able to see those specific products. So really nice that you're able to utilize SpiritSell in so many different angles, whatever is going to work best for you, and then make it a solution that can help you be successful, especially the way things are right now, to allow that type of distancing, but then also reach a new clientele through the online retail space. So with that, definitely it's some great solutions. Keep in mind, again, the keyword of today, experience, and being able to provide that to your customer.
Did we have any questions out there, Stacy?
Yeah.
Yes, we do have a lot of good questions coming in. I can read some to you guys. So Michael wanted to know how many fonts can be used for personalization.
Well, sure.
No, go ahead, Clint.
I was going to say, absolutely. So with that, actually, we're going to hop into, that's a great segue to our next area. Where should I just go over this now, Mike, as far as the product?
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah,
sure.
All right, sure. Let's do it. So with that, to actually show you what that process looks like in creating a product, and we can go over what fonts are available for a customer. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to just be back over into my SpiritSell side, where now we can actually see we have the ability to add products specifically. Just as generic, I can just go in here, add a product, or I can create a store and then assign, and then after, while I'm in a store, go and create a product that's going to be tied to a specific store. So you can go either way. If I wanted to, I could create products first and then assign them to a store after the fact, or to multiple stores. So to do that, under my product section here, you can see I have that ability where I can either add stock product, which are integrated product catalogs built in SpiritSale, or custom product, which you saw plenty of great examples of, where I can just literally sell anything I want to on the websites I create within here. So I'm going to go the stock product route just so you can see that. So it's nice to have that integration with something like Sanmar, for example, or SNS Activewear, where now we have all those products and their specific color options and sizes built right into the software. So now I can pick out my specific t-shirt here, maybe the color options we want to go with. So if I want to grab, maybe we'll do like a maroon and a white here, right? So nice couple contrast options. And now within here, since it's an integrated catalog, I'm seeing what the current stock inventory is from Sanmar of every product in its color and size. So that's updated daily for you. Nice to have vision on that within here without having to go to Sanmar to see that. Also, I can even define my sizing within this section as well if I only want to offer a product in specific sizes. So what I'm going to do now is import this product, which is going to take the image of the t-shirt that we've selected in its color options, bring it now into my design center. So now we can actually do that decorating to create the image going on our website. So within here, just specifically, with the fonts section, so let's actually offer maybe some unique personalization on this product. You can see here I can add a text field, so I can actually go this route if I wanted to add text. We have different fonts built into SpiritSale based off of their fulfillment options. So you see here we've got the CADWorks Live, which is Stahls' online designer. That actually has a lot of fonts built within here. Also, we have CAD-cut templates, which are cutter-friendly fonts that are built in here as well, and even Transfer Express fonts. And so if you're going to be going with the Transfer Express route, maybe you're going to be getting the names and number packs or anything like that, you can definitely select those specific fonts within here. But these are not your only options. You actually do have the ability to import your own fonts as well. So definitely a lot of great options within there. And then also what's really helpful is, let's go ahead and switch over to the back of my t-shirt. I'm going to add a text field here, and I'm going to put name as my little placeholder. So what we can do is pick out a font, have that display on my product. And if we wanted to, we could actually let customers pick and choose a specific font. To do this, just keep in mind anything that is going onto a specific website, you're actually doing beforehand here first. So that means I would actually have this name listed in this specific font, and then I would just basically recreate that option again if I wanted to offer it in an additional option. So if I wanted to say, all right, you can get this in either the Alley-Oop font or the Arial Bold, I can go ahead and do that, have that display now, and then with these two highlighted, I can actually separate them out as different transfer groups, and then I'll give them each their own transfer name. And so then because of that, you can essentially stack design elements such as names or designs themselves, like you saw on our create your t-shirt design, right? That whole process was essentially stacking logos and then making them optional. So in this case, we could do the same thing here, where we can actually make design elements optional and then label them, and then let customers pick and choose what font they would want to go with. So you definitely are able to do that. So for today, I'm going to go ahead and just ditch this. Let's go ahead with just the one option here. Now, the nice thing is, if we want to allow customers to do that type of personalization so that they can see product in real time displayed, that, whatever their name is, whatever that unique saying may be, we could do that just by hitting this allow edit box. So when you do that, now it becomes live for the customer. Also, like I said, making optional design elements for that easy upsell so that they could get this product as is or add their name on the back for a few extra dollars. So with that, I'm going to hit save here. Now I can actually define a max width on my text so that regardless of the number of letters, it's going to fit within a specific space, right? We don't want it going beyond my shoulder seams here. So I can go ahead and do that. So then I can also even define my color options as well, which are now going to be based off of my fulfillment. So what I really like about this designer is it's very powerful in that you're not just kind of picking out colors, but you're actually streamlining your production process. Because within here, I have different color palettes to choose from based off of what my fulfillment is. So if I'm going with the CAD-cut templates, which we are in this case, since I used a CAD-cut font, then my fulfillment options are that Stahls.com can create this for me by actually having me add it to the cart, or I could download this file to produce in-house. So now I've got all those Stahls heat transfer vinyls and their different color options to choose from, including unique textures and finishes, things like glitter flake or hologram. So I can actually show the texture of glitter in a digital space. So it's really nice to be able to show that with that's another unique defining factor when you're working with customers, to show that without saying, hey, I need to take an actual photo of this. I can just do it and show it right on my product on my website. So easy enough. Now, what I want to do real quick is I'm just going to slap a front design on the front of this as well. So again, we've got a lot of great artwork built right into the software, so you don't have to be a designer to get some good looking art based off of the different fulfillment options that you want to go with. So whether it's our CAD-Cut templates or even CADWorks Live, or even anything that you have created within CADWorks or Transfer Express, you can actually pull up as a saved design here as well. So it's great to have a solution where everything is linked and talks to each other. So it makes it easy enough for you to kind of go through that process. So if I actually wanted to grab something like here within my CADWorks library, let me go ahead and grab that. I know I've got a good looking one real quick here that I like. Let's go with my Mount Moriah. So now I can take something like this, update the text where it's still going to stay within the parameters of my Arch font. So I'm out in Utah, actually, is where I am at. So I'm going to make this my Riverton High School as my little example for today. And as I'm creating that, you can see it's still following along that specific archway. I can now resize this art to make it, a production-ready file that I can now grab specifically. We'll go ahead and grab that real quick here. Have that display. Come on, Buckaroo. Oh, sorry. And we'll grab that display for us here and be good to go. Don't give me too much of a hard time, Mike.
You're doing a lot better than I would.
There we go. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I apologize. So grab my art real quick, and I'm going to make it specific for my customer, and then hit save. Easy enough. So let's do that. So good to go. So now that I made those changes, you can see here, updating in real time. I'm going to go ahead and hit save so we can make sure it's actually saving it now. Save is your best friend in the designer. Once you make any adjustments to your artwork, make sure you hit save, and then it'll retain that for you and any previous steps. But now that's good to go here. You can see as I'm defining my actual size of my design, it is bringing it down to scale for me in a production ready size. So I can now actually download that file to produce in-house or have Stahls create that for me. And now I've got that good to go on my product. So just like that, we've got a product that's been ready to decorate, and we can move on to the next steps. So with that, that's the beauty of the designer. Definitely a lot of functionality, whether it's your stock products, custom products, creating unique optional design elements, so a customer can essentially pick and choose what they want, even down to the font, or even using something like this. So with that, now I can pass it back over to you, Mike. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and you can take it from there.
All right, great. So we had that one question regarding the fonts. Stacy, you had mentioned that there were some other ones out there, so let's just go ahead and jump into those just so we can address those.
Awesome. Yes, that would be great. So Glenn, it looks like he had done the trial of Spirit Sail before, and he found that the homepage and other templates were difficult in getting images the right size. Has this changed or improved at all since, I guess, before when he did the demo? I don't know if there are any updates done to it recently that might have fixed that issue.
As far as the banner images, for the front page, those are, they'll adjust to the size of that image. So if you have a larger image, it'll fill that space. But if you have something smaller in your banner images, it should readjust that frame to fit that banner image. And then as far as the product images go, when it comes to Sanmar, they provided us with a specific size. So, those are what they are. Same with SNS Activewear. But you are able to change out even those stock design photos if you'd like, whether you want to show a specific photo of one of the Sanmar products that you have on hand. You could delete what Sanmar has in there and place your own images.
Yeah, and also just to go along with that, for banners specifically, the beauty of the Spirit Sail Facebook group, which is a closed group for all of our customers using the platform, is I know that's one thing that's definitely coming up in there a few times, and there has been based off of user experience, some recommended sizing, so you actually make an image a specific size if you're trying to make it fit within maybe that specific banner space and not go make it extra large or it's taking up half your screen or whatever that case may be. So definitely, I think something that has been dialed in over time.
That's great to know. Thank you. We had another question in regards to photos for product detail shots. So if they have their own upload or custom product not sold by Sanmar, what options are available for close-up shots for clients to see, say for like embroidery detail on a jacket back? Is there any flexibility with getting more cropped or zoomed in shots for the stores?
Yeah, if you're using your own custom product, you could kind of tailor those photos however you want. If you want to do a zoom in of a satin stitch or a direct embroidery for a left left chest, you're more than capable to take any of those photos that you want. And when you do create your custom products, you are also able to set multiple image views. Like you saw on Clint's examples, we had the front and the back views. You could also add a left and a right views if you want to show a sleeve print or something like that. You are able to add multiple image views. Like some folks will have the front and the back, but maybe they'll do a product view of just that logo as example of direct embroidery or something like that. So you have multiple options when creating custom products there.
That's good to know. Okay, so we have some other questions coming in. Devin wanted to know, and I know we have a lot of viewers today who are from all over the world, is Spirit Sale available in Canada and other countries, or is it strictly US right now?
At this time, it is only available to the U.S.-based customers because, not that we, forget about you guys, but right now it's only programmed for U.S. shipping addresses as well as U.S. dollar amounts.
And then we also had a question coming in about, there is a little confusion on some of the store end stuff that you guys had mentioned in the beginning. So I think people are just chiming in to make sure they're fully comprehending what you guys are explaining. So somebody wants to know, for Spirit Sale, is it basically we are the product providers as well as the drop shipper?
Correct. Yes. So as it sits right now with Spirit Sale, you as the business owner set up the stores, build the products, and ultimately at the end of the day, choose how you're going to fulfill those, whether you're producing them in-house with final cut transfers, screen printed transfers, direct embroidery, screen printing, DTG. Again, that falls on you to do all the decorating and the fulfillment of those orders.
And then we also have some really good profit questions coming in. So for an example, Leroy had asked me earlier, for a customer's clothing brand, how does the money situation work? What do customers make and what do they make for setting up the store? How would the profit breakdown be for that?
Okay, so maybe let's do this. Let's transition into some more features here on the back end, and I'll address that one first and, go over a couple of more, and then, have plenty of more time at the end for open Q&A such as this. Is that okay, Stacy?
Yeah, that's good. We got most of the questions answered. There was a few more, but I can flag them for later. That's not a problem.
Okay, perfect. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right, so you all are seeing my screen. So to address that question of how you're able to manage the money, whether you're building this store for yourself or whether you're building this store for clients. And so here within Spirit Sale, you are able to link third-party payment merchants here to your dashboard. And as I was mentioning earlier, that, let me move that over there. Sorry about that. We had mentioned earlier that all the profits that you do make from these stores go directly to you. We don't touch any of the payments. So that, there are competitors out there in this space, while they will manage the payments for you, which is nice because it's one less step for you. But at the end of the day, that's where they're going to zing you with the percentage of every sale that you make or charging you commissions for all these stores that you make or all these sales that you make through these stores. So here within Spirit Sale, you're able to link your own personal or business payment accounts. So currently we are able to integrate with authorize.net as well as stripe.com. And these are third-party credit card merchants, which if you have accounts with these folks, great. If not, you could research either of them to see which makes most sense for your business. And then when you do have those accounts set up, you're going to input your credentials here to your dashboard. So anytime those payments are made on your websites, they go directly into those accounts that you set up. So you're managing that, whether you want to transfer to your bank account from there or, however you're doing that, those are all your accounts there. And in addition to credit card processing, we're also able to link a PayPal account here. So for those folks who, a lot of folks feel comfortable with PayPal when it comes to online payments. It's been around forever. It's super trusted, so a lot of folks like to go that route as well. But same thing goes, you would input all of your credentials there, and those folks could then purchase those products, pay with their PayPal account going directly to you. And so once those are there, then you're able to manage them how you normally would. Okay. And then, as Clint was showing you when you're building out your products, I'm just going to go into a random product here. And then you're going to be able to assign, once you have these products created, the designs ready to go, then you're going to be able to manage all the different variants here that goes in to your product creations to help you on the back end to understand all this stuff. And so here you're obviously able to input your selling price, and then that is what the end user sees. So if I'm a visitor to one of those stores, I could see, okay, he's selling this for X amount, and that's where you would set that here. And now you're also able to input all of your direct costs that go in to creating all of your different products. And so here in doing so, you're able to then input your apparel cost or your blank cost. So here, if you were buying this from Transfer Express, this specific garment from Sanmar, it costs $4.61. So you're able to input your blank cost or whatever it costs you to bring in. Same thing here, this second field. This is essentially, so if you're managing all the payments and you're setting this up, let's say for a local restaurant or whatever that might be, they obviously want to make, profits off this t-shirt. So let's say that restaurant owner says, hey, anytime we sell this specific t-shirt, we want to generate $4 in revenue. So here you're able to assign that. And then the last cost you're able to input is your decorating cost. Again, whether you're using vinyl transfers, you're cutting in-house, you're screening, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever these graphics cost you to produce, to place on those finished products, you could input that all there. And these are all for your internal reporting purposes. So the end user won't see any of this. So, once this store is open and once all the sales start coming in, once it closes, then you could run a report, say, hey, restaurant owner, you generated X amount of sales, and then based off this fundraiser fee, here's all the profits from that. So you're able to easily manage all of those costs per product, from your blank costs, your decorating costs, and whatever portion goes back to your specific client. And now, if you set up this store for yourself, you're not giving anything back to the client, or you're not generating any fundraising dollars here, then you would just build, enter your transfer cost, enter your blank cost, and then set your selling price accordingly to incorporate your profits there. So another great feature within there, to help you manage everything from what you make to what it costs you, having all this input information in here. You can run various reports here from that once the stores start generating order from a specific customer to your order revenue report. And then you're able to generate these reports per store and include whatever type of information that you want. So here in these reports tab, you basically select a store, whichever specific store you want to run the numbers for, configure that report, and then you're able to customize those reports to include whatever specific information that you want to see. So you could see, okay, how much of all of my garments cost for this? What is my decorating cost for this store? So you could dial all of that in, apply this, and run these reports, and then it would give you all this information here in a table format here from your dashboard. So you'll see all the different monies that you've generated in cost, and then from there you're even able to export these as a spreadsheet so that you could import it into QuickBooks or any other accounting software, or run a report where you could email it to your customer and say, hey, here's where we are week 1 of the store. So you're always able to keep up to date for your business, but also able to provide this information in a real-time manner to your clients as well. Okay. And so, having those features in there, again, just help you manage all of this in one singular location, giving you the more important time for decorating, fulfillment, and ultimately selling. And so another great tool within Spirit Sale, sure, yes, you can create as many stores as you want, but you're always still going to have those customers who say, you know what, I don't need a store, but I just want to order X amount of t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, and, hats. Can you just give me a quote, based off a certain number? So Spirit Sale also has an online quote to order tool, which basically, again, said it's for those customers that don't really need an online store, but you want to be able to generate them a quote. And so here, building quotes is very easy. I have one made here. So you would just generate a new quote. And then once you do that, you'll be then able to add the different products for whatever it is that you want here into a nice online quote form. So here I just did a mock quote here for a fictional a bar restaurant here. So here you're able to assign it to a specific customer here, as well as set your expiration date, order by date, and a receive by date. Again, so you're keeping your customers up to date of when the quote expires, ordering date, and when if they do place that order, when they will receive. And so you can see here we have a t-shirt here, and an extra large and a large, a hoodie option, a hat, and a can koozie. And then you're able to then enter the quantity and your selling prices for those, and then generate all the sales totals for that customer. And so once you do that, Spirit Sale is then going to generate a URL for this quote. So now, instead of having to print out this form or email it over to them, send it in the mail, or take it to them in person, and then here you just send them this quick website address. It'll then generate a nice, pretty online quote here with all the specific information that you went into here. And then from there, they're able to take a look at the t-shirt. Okay, here's the graphics that are going all these, and they're able to review these products in real time to see what it is, and then ultimately their final cost. And so what's nice about these online quotes is you could do the back and forth right here through Spirit Sale, is they're able to, approve a specific item, reject a specific item, or generate comments on each of these items. So, hey, I like this. Can we change out this logo to say something else, or change the font or something? So they're able to communicate back and forth, and it's all going to filter back in here to your Spirit Sale account. So you're not spending time on the phone or typing out emails of back and forth. All of this is done in one central location here for us. And the great thing about it is it also generates a checkout button for us. And so that customer, if everything's great, all looks great, price, everything looks good, they're able to check this quote out, pay for it right here on the spot. That order comes to you as a production group, and you could take it direct to the screen room or get your transfers ordered and get this thing straight to decorating out to your customer. So great tool there. So even if you don't have to set up a store for a customer, you're still able to generate these quick and easy quotes, and ultimately great ways for them to pay and less back and forth. All right. And so the quoting tool's nice, and some other direct integrations that are very helpful as well. As Clint was mentioning in the product designer, we have the CADWorks Live, we have the Transfer Express accounts. And so many of our accounts we do have with Stahls, they have a Transfer Express account, and they also have CADWorks. So here in your settings, you are able to link those accounts to your dashboard. So if you're using CADWorks Live, using it for your vinyl cutters, you're able to link that account here, so you can bring in all of those creations that you have and place on any of those products. Same thing goes with Transfer Express. Link that account here. All of your saved artwork will be there. But what is nice to here too, so if you are going to use one of your Transfer Express files, you're going to be ordering from screen printed transfers, that production workflow, with which Clint will get into next, just to show you how you could manage these orders. You'll be able to send these directly to your EasyView designer, lay out your gang sheets, and get those screen printed transfer sheets in one quick and easy step. So with that said, Clint, you want to cover over that production board, and then we'll have that time for some Q&A.
Hey, perfect. Works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my share screen on back here. Let's go ahead and do that. Awesome. All right, very good. So let's hop back to it. So now, just like Mike said, whenever an order's coming in, whether it's an order that has come in from a quote, or if it's an order coming in from a store, what you'll actually see is all those orders here within my orders drop down. So now I can actually filter orders, whether it's based off of a specific storefront or a specific date range. What I do like is even have the option within this section, if you get a call from a customer and maybe a store is closed down, and instead of having to reopen a store, hey, I missed the cutoff on that fundraiser, can I still place an order for a t-shirt? If you are feeling generous that day, or maybe you haven't placed your order for what you need, you can always create orders on the back end. So I don't actually have to go through a store to create an order as well. But once an order's come in and you want to actually walk orders through a fulfillment process, you can actually do that individually with one-offs if you wanted to go that route. If I actually go into the details of an order, you'll see this schedule production button that allows me to do that. Where basically what it's going to do is separate out everything that makes up a specific order, all of the products that are included with that specific order, all of the design elements, and so forth in their production ready size and fulfillment options. However, obviously, if I want to group multiple orders together so I can walk them through that process at the same time, what I would want to do is create a production board. So to do that, under my production drop down here, I do have the ability to create a production group where now I can group multiple orders together, whether it's orders for a specific storefront or date range, and then walk them through that process at the same time. So I got quite a good number of orders here, so it took just a second to load that up for me here. But now I'm able to define this, right? Whether it's by a specific storefront and so forth, I can actually just then select all those specific orders or pick and choose, and then go ahead and group them together in a production group. So when I go through that process, let's go and actually hop into our production board. This actually would now create a tile when you group orders together that go onto this production board. So this production board now is basically full of these tiles that you create of your orders or group of orders that you can now manage and walk them through its fulfillment process. So these columns are going to represent different stages of that fulfillment based off of what your workflow looks like. So you are able to edit these, remove or add or rename them based off of what your workflow process looks like. But now I'm actually going to go in here. Let's say for this one, for example, this is 29 orders I'll group together, which is going to be more realistic. When we're closing down a store, it's time to get orders out the door here. And so within here, you can see I can click on this tile that now I have basically laid out for me all the different design elements with their fulfillment options based off of the type of decoration that was used. So I'm seeing here Spirit Cell, meaning that it was probably using, it's either custom artwork or it was used in CADWorks Live, but then anything that also maybe is used through Transfer Express, like a Transfer Express template, I'm actually going to have some different fulfillment options based off of that, whether it's opening it in Easy View in its production ready size, so that I can just list my quantity, which I'm already seeing here. You know, I've got 4 of this specific design that I need, so I can just go ahead and lay those out on my gang sheet them together. You know, or if I've got, you know, these are the same color options, so it might make sense to put those together. It's going to just really help tie in everything so much more seamlessly with now a little checkoff list, even where I'm saying, all right, you know, this is currently in process or this is completed based off of where I'm at in getting what I need. So now obviously what I'm seeing here is a lot of different line items, right? I'm getting some different design elements. If I scroll down here, even down to the apparel itself that's being used on my different items as well. And so to help me know what goes where with these different orders, I've got some reports that I can generate to help me with my fulfillment. So the first one being I can generate a purchase order. So if you actually are going to be using purchase orders to get the products that you need, you can actually generate those in Spirit Cell. And what's really helpful here is you can see I can actually define my products, maybe if they're spread across different vendors. If I'm getting stuff from Sanmar or SNS, things like that, I can actually define, you know, what maybe orders or the items that are labeled listed with a specific vendor. I could do that and then separate things out as I need to. But then once I generate that, it's going to give me a purchase order number now that I can actually use for my records, and then be able to have everything listed out for me in its color, size, and quantity. So really helpful to be able to generate something like that in Spirit Cell for getting you what you need, you know, product-wise. And then once we have all of our products here and it's time to do our decorating, then we'll actually, let me just hop back into my tile here and go to our next step. So that now is going to be my work order report. So the work order report now, I like to call it my cheat sheet of doing my decorating, because what this is going to do now for me is it's going to detail everything out as far as my different apparel products and their color, size, and quantities, as well as all those different design elements. But now it's actually going to tell me the what goes where with all these different orders. So I'm going to get these assembly instructions where now it's actually going to list out for me, you know, my specific transfer, the quantity of that specific design that I'm going to need, and the products associated with that as well. So definitely a helpful tool for you in doing your decorating and have something like this. You can actually even export this as a CSV. If you want to use that in Excel, it still actually translates beautifully to know the what goes where, even in that format as well. And then once you're done doing your decorating and it's time to get these orders out the door, then the last step I'd want to do is, let me actually hop back in here, is I want to do a couple things. Might want to generate a packing slip that's going out the door with these orders, and then possibly even a shipping label. And so to do that, I would actually generate a shipping report. The shipping report now is going to give me those two things actually separated out by order that I can actually utilize. So once that pulls up for me here, there we go. You can see it's going to separate these out with these perforation lines by order individually, so that I can go through these, whether it's as I'm packing them, I could go ahead and print this off one by one, or I could just go ahead and do this as up here in the corner under print, and it'll just list those out individually for me. But then within here, what's nice is you can actually export this information as a CSV as well, so that if you are using a label creation software like a Shipstation or Pirate Ship, you can actually export that. You're not going to have to worry about typing out that customer's address information over and over again. So that'll be provided for you. So really nice to have everything detailed out for you, and a good looking, you know, product, or ready to go invoice here, or excuse me, packing slip, and even any required fields. When there's that notes section when they're going through the checkout screen, that can actually be included in here as well. So it's really nice to just see all that information. So it's going to also help you if you're doing a separation of orders when they're going out to a customer, and also to have for the customer's reference as well. So with that, last thing I do like to definitely mention with this production group, these are interactive. So you can actually click on tiles, drag them through this production process. It's just going to be a great way for you to kind of live, knowing exactly where you're at with all your different orders. And then once they're good to go, maybe it's completed, I can either mark it off as completed or even hit archive here, drop it off my board since it's no longer something I'm working on. So with that, Spirit Cell is going to be a great solution in not only having a place to get stores up quick and easy, but also knowing exactly where you're at in your order fulfillment process and getting everything as far as your products and decoration as well. So with that, Mike, is there anything you want to add to that at all? Or?
No, I mean that covers pretty much all the benefits, production tools, and all that stuff. So I know Stacy had mentioned we had quite a few questions. So I'd say now I think we have another remaining 10 minutes left for the webinar. We'll just go ahead and kind of have that open Q&A.
Yes, that would be awesome. You guys did a great job. Thank you. We have a lot of good questions coming in, and I copied them all down. So hopefully everyone's question will get answered.
Okay, great.
So for Mike, when you did the demo of the quote to order tool, how does it work with the fulfillment, pick and pack lists, mailing labels, etc.?
So basically what it does, if that order will come in, it'll generate itself as a production group that you could operate just like Clint did, where it's going to say, okay, here's all the different garments that you're going to need, all the different fulfillment files, and whether you need to download them to do whatever you need to, or send them to us to have them have the completed transfers and sent back to you for fulfillment. So it's treated just like an order, like anything else.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you. And then I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this one, but I just wanted to confirm with you guys. Are Sanmar and SNS the only preloaded products? Or are there other preloaded products coming in the future from other vendors? And then a follow-up question to that one. Can Alpha Broder be used as a supplier? Are there any inklings in the future if we were going to be adding more vendors?
Clint, your turn. We'll ping pong here.
I'm smiling because that's actually the next one coming up is Alpha Broder. So it's exciting. Cool. And we were actually, we've been told that that's something we're anticipating early this year. So don't have an exact date, unfortunately, but sooner than later. So we're excited to have that as another stock product catalog option, meaning that full inventory feed to have updated daily for you with all those products in their colors and sizes. But in the meantime, if any products outside of those, it's easy enough to add them as a custom product as well.
Mm-hmm. And then we had a shipping question. Does the system that we have with Spirit Sale tie into other shipping platforms such as Shipstation? And then does this tie into any label printing options yet?
Not at this time right now. So as Clint was going through that, when you generate that shipping report, you are able to export that as a CSV file, which then you'd be able to open up in Excel, manipulate it in any way, a row here, a row there, to then load into your shipping station or to Pirate Ship. But integration to Shipstation is a planned feature. Again, I don't have an ETA of that, but it is, a very common request, that we hope to have integrated here as we continue to grow out this product. But right now, it doesn't integrate directly. You can generate those spreadsheets to then import into any necessary software that you might need to.
And then Clint, this question is for you. When you were showing your customization demo, when adding multiple logo options, they notice that it doesn't limit to one logo. It simply stacks the logos on top of each other. Can you limit that to one choice?
So if you are going to be offering multiple design options on the same product, if they are going to be in the same place, then that is the way to do it. So unfortunately, that does give the customer that ability, if they did click on multiple options, that they would stack in real time and it would get a little cluttered there. And so there isn't a way to separate those out, unfortunately, but at least it does provide the customers with a unique experience.
Are you able to select which products and colors you want to offer so you're not stuck ordering smaller amounts of many different products?
Yeah, like when she was generating those products, if you pick, let's say, the Gildan 5000, your first step once you go into product creation is to set the color availability that you do want. Let me just go ahead and share my screen here real quick. turn my audio off, sorry. So sharing my screen, screen one, share. All right, so when you do add your products, you click on your add products, we'll add stock, and then choosing Sandmore again, we're able to then pick whatever graphic that we want. So let's just go with this basic important company. Here then you're presented with that color offering, and if you have to have at least one color, so if it was just this black that you're only going to offer, just simply put that checkbox there. But if you do want to allow for multiple color selections, choose whichever ones you want. And that's what's nice about that production tool there is in the production groups is you're going to see exactly what you need to order. So, for those off base, maybe the pastels or unpopular colors that you don't keep stock of, you'll know exactly how much you need to order. So you're not over ordering a specific color, under ordering something, so that's a great way for you to be able to offer those colors that you might not regularly do.
All right, sorry, just pulling up more questions. And then I did get a unique question. Somebody kind of gave an experience for what they're experiencing right now. They wanted to know, can bulk buyers add their logos through this process? And they gave a little breakdown that her bulk buyers include home health agencies, each with their own logo and trademark. And they have a product that is patented, and they want their logos added to her pillowcases. How would this work using Spirit Sale when it comes to stuff like that and bulk buyers?
Yeah, so what I would do is, I'm sure there's multiple avenues to take with that, but I would have that customer send me that logo, and then I would create a quote for them so that I can actually make sure that we've dialed in what our style is with its specific design. Let the customer then approve that. If it looks good, then I can go ahead and take that and be able to apply that now to create a store for them. But there is not a way for customers to import their own artwork using Spirit Sale, and so it's going to be something that you are defining beforehand. Benefit of that is that then you are also defining what that actual production size of that artwork is and how it's going to be fulfilled as well.
And then we also had, this was a really good question. I liked this one. Somebody wrote in and said that they have no problem with people getting to their store when they have a direct link, but doing a Google or Yahoo search, their web store is difficult to find. Do you guys have any great tips on how to optimize through a search engine?
SEO is a whole new animal in itself. I mean, sure, up front, and even within Spirit Sale, you are able to add keywords to your specific stores and meta descriptions and things like that. So there are those basic features within there, but at the end of the day, oftentimes these Spirit Sale stores are very temporary in nature, open 2 weeks, open a month, so oftentimes Google or Bing or the Yahoo, they don't even index your site by the time it's even closed. So, I mean, sure, there are many factors that go into it as far as your keywords and descriptions, but also incoming links to your site, things like that, which Google and all those different search engines pick up on. So, I mean, that's not something I really have much knowledge on, because like I said, it is a very, very unique and whole nother ball game in itself. And now, sure, you could help your search engine listings by doing, pay-per-click advertising through Google or Yahoo or Bing or whoever that might be. And those are what's called, sponsored links, where you pay a specific amount to be on the top of the search pages, but at the same time, you pay every time somebody clicks on that link. Where you're trying to get into is the organic search features, which is basically picked up by their spiders out there, and then they display in the organic search results. But, that takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of work on your end, to get those things to be picked up by Google.
Yeah,
there's whole
is...
courses that you could take,
right.
in the evenings, or even online courses that, kind of take you through that. So oddly enough, I was in web development when I first started here at Stahls. That was my first role here. And they actually sent me to a SEO seminar that was it was a half a day, but heck, I've been here 16 years later and I've forgot all about that stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely its own ball game. I agree with you there. Is Spirit Sale available, or I'm sorry, is Spirit Sale mobile friendly on the front end and back end?
It is. So it's mobile optimized. And so the layout does change based off of what you're using, whether it's when you're logging into spiritsoul.com and like seeing the dashboard, even product creation is still very easy with the touch screen, which is really cool. But then also on the back end as well, when you're navigating product options, your sizes, even personalization, all that's still very user friendly on a phone or a iPad or anything like that. It does update.
Good to know. Thank you, Clint. All right, just two more questions because I know we're short on time, and I just want to thank everyone for typing in their questions in the chat box. We got a lot of really good questions today. Can a store be set up just to get sizes and shipping addresses without payments? And they put payments in quotes, so I wasn't really sure about that one. I hope you guys understand that a little better than I do.
Yeah, you could even set your stores up with an offline payment, which basically you could set that store up, customer could purchase any of the items within there and not exchange any funds to have to check out. So that's often used if, a customer pays you in advance for the store, or perhaps you want to allow somebody to pay in cash or send you a check or something like that. You can set that store up as an offline payment.
Good to know. I did not know that, so I learned something too. And last but not least, what is the fulfillment time?
I'm not sure of that fulfillment time of what.
That's all they had asked. So whoever asked that question, if you could elaborate, I'm not too sure. They just said, what is the fulfillment time?
Yeah, and just to kind of speak to that and broadly, is based off of where you're located as the customer. What's great about Stahls is we've got different locations that carry our materials. So if you're west like me, I'm in Utah. So for me, Arizona is very close, and that's where they house heat transfer vinyl as well as screen printed transfers. And so because of that, you are expecting that from the time that the order is shipped, at least a 2-day turnaround, generally, which is really great. And then same thing with East. We do have Michigan as well as Ohio for both all of our materials for the CAD cut and the screen printed transfers. And then when it comes to the apparel side, same thing. You're able to get the apparel through Sanmar, even though it's ordered through Transfer Express, and they've got those different warehouse locations.
Okay, they just chimed in. They meant for product orders.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. Yes.
Yep. Awesome. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. I will be sending out the post-webinar email. I know a lot of people ask if there's a replay for today, and there will be. And I will also post the links in that email as well, so you guys have access to these stores at a later time to check them out.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, everybody. We appreciate everybody's attentiveness. Also, great questions. It makes our job so much easier when you guys are interactive and ask questions, instead of listening to us, do our spiel. You guys make a nice break for us with all those different questions for sure. Oh, and one other thing too, anybody interested, Stacy, I'm pretty sure you have the link, but if anyone wants to see more of a one-on-one demo with myself or with Clint, Stacy could include that link in the post demo, or you could click on the Spirit Cell site and schedule a one-on-one demo. Pick a day, pick a time with myself or with Clint. We'll walk you through, more in depth on how everything works and how it could pertain to your business, most importantly. And yeah, so feel free to jump on there and schedule a one-on-one with us as well.
Yeah.
Yep, I did paste the link in there a few times and just mention that it is beneficial to have more one-on-one time versus an hour class. So I did send the link again, and I will put that in the email as well. So thank you guys.
All right. Thank you all, and you all have a wonderful day.
Yeah, take care. Thank you.